is me. It is the end of day 12, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll include the weight that I had from earlier. I just want to pretty much save things for the end of the day to talk about. Today I did have a few challenges. I had challenges with some cravings. Again, these were not challenges due to cravings because of actually feeling hungry. They are due to the habit of eating when I'm incredibly stressed. I mentioned earlier before, and this is just for people that are new, if you've been watching my videos, then you know that that my mother had fallen down and she was away for a while, and I had no sitter or access to childcare at the time, so I had to take an unpaid leave of absence. I used up what I could of sick pay, but that wasn't much, and so it created a lot of financial hardship. And so I am at that point again now where things are due, and even though I started working a couple of days, it's still incredibly hard because there's still not enough. So so that always brings up really intense stress feelings for me. And this evening I made dinner for my family. I made a casserole, and I learned that that was probably not the best idea because it was kind of a trigger food. I mean, I've been fine, preparing meals for them, my family, up until now, and really I am the only one that can do it. But I think that I'm going to have to just opt for some really simple choices from now on, like sandwiches or fish and chips that I can throw in the oven real quick, or hot dogs and things like that. Because when I'm not focusing so much on the stresses, and it's fine because I don't have an appetite right now, but I'm just learning more and more about that connection to food that I have and using food to cope with everything. So I guess I'm just learning, financial stress, I associate that to relate it to food is a way to heal, when that's not going to do anything. That's not going to help me solve the issue. So I had a very difficult time in, getting the meals. I just kept, looking at the food, and the smells like wafting out at me. And it was just very challenging not to dive back into that bad habit. One, I don't want to do that. Two, gorging on food would probably do some serious damage to me. I'll be in the hospital at this point. And it's just not the way that I want to live anymore. So a lot of this healing I'm doing is about discovery about things that, trigger my binge eating, and learning different ways to cope with them. So even though I've had a very difficult time this evening with cravings for things, trying to soothe myself through this very difficult time, instead what I want to do is learn how to soothe myself the right way by taking care of myself and shifting focus to positive methods of dealing with things, but also becoming more of like a problem solver. So instead of gorging on food, I went and I sat down at the computer. And right now my job, I'm only there for a couple of part-time nights a week. So we're looking at maybe 10 hours. And so I need to create more income. Now, my online business, I'm doing a little bit of sales here and there, so I get that. So that contributes. But for me to both be able to have enough, to take care of needs that are just absolutely have to be taken care of, as well as to have money to invest in my business in the first place so I can grow it more and faster so that I can do it full time, I simply have to make more money. So instead of eating and gorging on food, which would just numb me temporarily and then cause more problems, then solutions, I sat down and I figured out what hours I could add for work, and then I jumped online and I applied for 4 different jobs that could fit within that time. So that was something that I did instead. Now, I also have a couple of books that I'm going to be reading and ways to help me, and it's good that I'm abstaining from food right now because, for me in my mind, using food to cope is an absolute not going to happen at this time. So it allows me the space that I need to practice other things and to come up with other routines instead of just automatically giving into and gorging on food when I'm stressed out about things. So this is a major situation that I'm going through right now financially, and so it's usually in those times that I've had the most difficulty. I mean, I've lost major weight before, many a times before, and kept it off with like minor fluctuations, but it's always this is what comes down to it. It doesn't matter if I'm the greatest diet plan in the world or way of eating plan in the world. It doesn't matter if I'm exercising. If there is some major stressor that happens, that has been my number one since I was a young kid, to turn to food. And so it's very difficult to make those changes. And I wish that more people would understand that, it's a habit and habits can be changed, but it's very, very difficult to change a habit, especially one that is well rooted since childhood. But I'm going to do it because I want to lead a better, healthier life. I want to be stronger. I want to be fitter. I want to do the things that I was doing, which I was very active in doing when I had lost weight and kept it off for a bulk period, which was I was running and I was enjoying the outdoors and I was just doing so many things that I enjoyed. And I felt good. So that is kind of, what I've been focusing on tonight, and what has been brought up into my attention through this process of growing and healing is just, here's one of the triggers that, cause me to binge, and I need to find ways to deal with that. And so that's what I'm working on. Using food to deal is just, it's not acceptable to me anymore. And so I have to work on creating stronger habits than eating to cope. So that is kind of, what I wanted to talk about tonight. And I will go ahead and show the weight from today. Excuse me. And show the weight from today. And I hope that you all are having a great night. Bye. So here I am for today, day 12, 334 pounds. I think yesterday I was 335.8, so 1.8 pounds down. And yep, that is where I am.